and welcome to this soothing yoga for your hips and shoulders. This is suitable for all levels and beginners, and it's really just going to open up tight shoulders and tight hips. You can do this without any props. I'm going to be using a bolster at the end of the class. You could also use a rolled blanket or a pillow or a sofa cushion or whatever you have around. So just grab what you have and we'll get started on the mat. So starting in a low kneeling position. If kneeling doesn't work for your knees, then you can just take your knees really wide apart, or you could do this cross-legged as well and get an extra hip stretch. So we're going to go down into a child's pose. If your legs are crossed, you can fold forward over your legs in the same way. Just taking a few deep breaths. Really take the knees wide here in the child's pose to feel this coming into the hips a little bit. Just settling in with your breath. And then look forward and bring your palms together. Your elbows are down on the mat. Start to bring the thumbs to the back of the head and then extend the fingers forward. My ponytail is in the way. You're going to bend and straighten the elbows, bringing the thumbs to the back of the head or the back of the neck, and then lengthening away. The more you push the palms together, the more of a stretch you'll feel. The more you bring the elbows towards each other, the more of a stretch you'll feel. And then we'll pause here with the elbows bent. You can even bring your chin forward if that feels good to you, really opening up the underarms and the undersides of the upper arms. A few deep breaths here. Good, and then bring it out. Lift your chest slightly and we'll thread the right arm underneath the left shoulder for a thread the needle position, but we're down with the hips. So feeling this a little more in the hips than we usually would. You should feel this in the outside of your arm. Maybe you'll feel it in the back of your shoulder blade, in your shoulder on the right side and your shoulder on the left side. Keep stretching into your left fingers. Keep stretching into your right fingers. Keep breathing smoothly. Good, and then bring it to center. And we'll take it over the other side. Left arm goes under right shoulder now. Stretch into those right fingers and plug both shoulders down towards the mat. Keep breathing smoothly. Good, and on your exhale, unwind, and we'll bring it to an upright position and just take some big circles with the arms, finding as much full range of motion as you can through the shoulders and then back the other way, like you're swimming. Good, and then we'll bring it forward again. This time bring your fingers all the way towards the front edge of the mat and keep your hips high as you begin to drop the chest down. When you reach that point where your chest can't come down anymore, drop your forehead. Try not to lean the hips forward too much, but keep them right over the knees for your puppy pose. And then if you're already quite open in the chest and shoulders, your chin can be on the mat. Or you might be here with your forehead down. That's okay as well. You can walk the knees closer towards each other. Anahatasana. This is the heart chakra pose. Good. And then bring it up to center. Nice. And we'll take a cat spine just to counterpose that puppy pose. Bringing that flexion into the spine now. Press the floor away round through the upper back. Good, and then lift onto your knees and step your right foot forward. So you're in a short lunge position. If this doesn't feel good on your back knee, you can flip your mat over to make a little cushioning there. And then sit tall in your lunge. Feel as though you're tucking your tailbone under, and then interlace the hands, take them over that front knee. Tuck the chin, pull your lower belly in, and feel the stretch coming into your left quad and your hip flexor. Take a few deep breaths. And then start to sink the hips down without crunching into your lower back. Keep pulling belly away from that front thigh. And we'll bring the right hand down on the inside of the right foot. You can just be propped up on the fingers or even use a block or a book or something if you have one nearby. And we'll open the left arm out. Bring your left fingers to the side of your head. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, lower your elbow down towards the floor. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, close it down. So we're opening the right hip and the left hip flexor, whilst also bringing that mobility into the shoulder. And now stretch up again. Notice any difference this time. And you can reach the left arm long. Good. Now bring your left hand to the floor. Twist towards your right knee. Reach up with the right fingers. And bring your right fingers to your head. Draw a line down with your right elbow. To feel a bit more of an intense stretch, you can pick up your back knee. So we're opening and closing that right shoulder. Last one. Good. And then bring your right hand down. Little challenge for you. You're going to step forward into a little squat at the top edge of the mat. If your heels don't reach the mat, just use your hands down in front of you. You can be in a kind of halfway position if your hips are feeling tight, or if it's comfortable for you, you can sit down right into your hips and take a little bit of movement side to side. You can open up to one side and then open up to the other side. Good, and bring it to center. And then taking the hands to the mat, step your right foot back now. So you're coming to that lunge position on the other side and finding that square shape with the left knee now. Interlace your hands over the front of that left knee and start to tuck your tailbone, tuck your chin. Feel this quad stretch, hip flexor stretch. Breathe deeply. Good, and then we'll bring it down into that low lunge. And your left hand will come on the inside of the left foot. Your right arm will reach out and up. Bend your right elbow and then start to draw a line down with your right elbow. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. And again. Now open it up again to a T shape with the arms and extend your right fingers towards the front edge of the mat for a kind of side angle position, but we're down on that back knee. And then with an exhale, turn towards the mat and switch sides. Your left arm will stretch up now. Notice if your back foot has gone way over to one side, try and bring it to the center again. And then your left elbow will come down inside the left leg. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Nice. And then open it back up. And this time, plant the hands, step back to a downward facing dog position. Just give the feet a little bit of a pedal out, opening up the shoulders towards the legs. Just feeling that hamstring stretch. A few deep breaths here. And then bending the knees, bring the balls of the big toes together and start to twist your body towards the left side as you sit your hips down. If you can, you could lift your left arm, feel a side body stretch, and then push forward into a side plank variation and switch sides. So now sitting down into the hips on the other side, stretching your right arm long, and then bringing it back and into downward dog again. So you can try that again on each side, just swiveling the hips one way and then the other way. Good. And then bringing the feet forward and making your way back down onto the mat. So I'm going to grab my bolster here. You can get whatever you have around. And of course you can do this without a bolster or a cushion as well. We're going to take Supta Baddha Konasana, so the supine butterfly pose. Your knees will be in a diamond shape, and then you can start to lie back onto your pillow or bolster and bring the arms out to a T shape. If this feels like too much of a stretch, have the arms down by your sides. And what the bolster does is it allows us to open up through the chest and the shoulders whilst being in this deep hip opening posture. So find that position that feels right for you. And then come deeply into your breath. Notice any tension, maybe in the fingers or in the face or in the toes, and just really let it go. And notice your body slowly melting outwards and down over that bolster. And you can really stay here as long as you like, as long as you have time for. The longer you stay, the more benefit you'll feel from this position. And especially if you get a really sore neck or shoulders when you're working at a desk, this is a great thing to do in the evenings for a few minutes. So I'm just going to sweetly leave you here, and you can stay as long as you like. Namaste, sweet yogis.